Greetings all, I finally have a new mic. Hopefully this will help the inconsistent sound issues I've been having, so we'll see. And thank you to all that have actually seen the videos and liked the videos even with the kind of inconsistent audio. It's kind of been what's made me keep fighting for all of this. But anyway, enough of that, let's get on to the video.
Yeah, so what are we covering today anyway?
Well, Matt Colville, Mystic Arts DM, and others tend to view D&D in terms of combat encounters. So today we're going to go through how I go about that. Additionally, Mystic Arts just dropped a video about the different types of combat in D&D, so if you're interested in seeing how we'd cover combat, leave me a comment down below. I'm going to allude to it here, but if you want me to flesh things out, just let me know.
Well, D&D has 5, or was it 6 encounter rules for a session. No one I've ever known follows that. I mean, combat in D&D can take hours, so how many do you use? I like between 2 and 4.
Indeed, Tunka, I prefer 3 to 4 encounters a session myself, but they don't all need to be combat. Those of us with a hyperfixation can really get focused on breaking the game into mad combos or atomizing enemies with a single spell, but that's really not where 5e and other TRPGs really shine. More and more, we're seeing people move towards RP-heavy games.
And even if the party is dealing with monsters, it doesn't always have to end in violence. Y'all just RP'd your way through an encounter with some great apes the other week in my game.
Exactly so. So, indeed, we think of the monster method as any kind of encounter. I think of them as hostile, puzzle, social, or a hazard. Now we could get into a lot of the minutiae with this.
So we're just going to get on with it. I've got beer to drink and they've got stuff to do, so step on the gas, Mr. Fancy Pants. Shut up and pick 3 or 4 creatures or whatever you think would be interesting already. Let's give these folks an example.
All right. Now, how about giant spiders, a dryad, and a witch? They all have similar themes. I could see them working well.
Yeah, but that's too easy. But throw in something else, like, a gibbering mouther. You don't see those in the woods every day.
You're right, you don't. And making one of those encounters really out of the ordinary can spice things up. All right, well, since I'm in charge, we're going to go ahead and use Morkborg today. I'm going to give the spiders, say, 5 hit points, D2 armor, a DR14 bite for D4 damage, and if that might sound kind of puny, well, it's going to be backed with a DR8 toughness save or die. And, well, you know, there's going to be, say, 2d6 of them spawning every d4 plus 1 rounds.
Why are they fighting the spiders, and why do they keep respawning? What's their goal?
We'll get there. All encounters need a goal. Maybe the spiders are, say, defending the dryad, and the party is trying to get to the dryad for some reason or another. Once they convince the dryad, they don't mean any harm, say, with 3 DR12 presence checks spread out over at least, say, 3 different rounds, so at least there will be 3 rounds of combat. She will talk to them.
All right, now we've got 2 encounters out of the way. It went from hostile to a social encounter. Sometimes you can lump them together like that. How does the party find out about the whole dryad thing anyway?
Well, maybe that's where the witch can come in. This wouldn't necessarily be a hostile encounter. Like earlier, it could purely be a social one. We can give her a cottage in the woods, the usual creepy stuff, probably make her a young witch instead of an old crone, just to spice things up. Maybe she wants something from the dryad, maybe bark from her tree or something else for a potion.
Ooh, I like that, but you forgot about the gibbering mouther. What about that?
Well, maybe we have her having locked the thing up in her basement. She trapped it, and at least for now, she needs to get rid of it. Of course, the party could just kill it, but maybe she wants to pacify it with said potion.
So you made the gibbering mouther a goal for the PCs to help tame?
Sorta, I think we could still have them have to use the item, like maybe try to force feed it that said magic potion, or to get it at least to behave a little less like a hostile abomination, because that's what they are. This could involve combat. I mean, have you ever tried feeding medicine to an angry dog that really didn't want it?
Or have you ever tried giving medicine to a cat? I fully understand what you're saying. But to me, it sounds like a puzzle for the party to figure out. Of course, the party could resort to violence, but they'll probably just use a piece of cheese. It works for dogs, not so much for cats.
Yeah, and options are the king, right? Agency is everything in this game. The party can figure out how they can get the potion stroke magic item to the gibbering mouther. That's not the DM's problem. It's our job to simply accept any plausible ideas they give us. I will say that pouring the potion on the monster simply wouldn't be enough, though. I think that's fair. I'd probably give it, say, something like 40 hit points, D4 armor, D4 bite attacks each round, each bite doing, say, D8 damage, and of course, that stunning gibber ability. Make it a DR10 presence check or simply to stand there motionless for a single round. Give it a range of, say, 30 feet and call it good.
So, to sum it up, we have our party of heroes going into the woods to visit a witch who sends them to a dryad so they can recover the dryad's bark or slash skin so she can enchant a gibbering mouther. All this, and the party gets what exactly?
I mean, that's not really my problem. They could be seeing the witch for any reason. The DM's out there, you decide. Let me know in the comments. But curious.
Let us know if you use this in your session. It's a pretty easy way to plan things out. Remember, just to pick 3 or 4 interesting things that you want to see them interact with. It doesn't always need to be violent, and you can string them together as you write, kind of like we did here.
We even managed to fit in each of the hostile, puzzle, social, and hazard. Wait a second, we forgot the hazard.
Why not make the hazard hangman trees or quicksand or something like that? Why not make the hazard something they have to overcome to get to the witch? Like she cast a spell on an area around her hut to put people to sleep, like the Fields of Poppy in the Wizard of Oz. Or what if it's a giant swamping willow like from Harry Potter, and they have to get through the tree to reach the witch's hut?
All right. Well, now we have a hazard too, and it makes sense. It's a way to keep those pesky villagers, or worse things worse, the harassers out of her hair.
I think it's another job well done for us. Leave a like, share, and subscribe for more RPG and disability related content.
Personally, I find that this method is best when you have low spoons. It doesn't give as satisfying a story, and it is sometimes a way to have a more linear plot designed. I mean, unlike the plot method, they don't have very many options here. It's just encounter A to encounter B to encounter C, and the night's done, right? But this system is much faster, and sometimes, let's face it, DMs, we just need a quick game. We don't have much time, we don't have much effort, we don't have the spoons to really design some big kind of sandbox event. So, a linear story can make a nice quick game. Alright, y'all, take it easy.